After coaching over 100 people in the dropshipping field, I'm going to tell you exactly what the top 3 reasons are why people don't scale their stores. All right? The very first and most important one is the most fundamental and the most basic one, and it's basically being lazy about testing. All right? And you probably think to yourself, all right, I know that I need to test, I know that I need to do this and that. However, the question is, are you actually doing it? Are you actually consistently testing products? And if you find a product which is actually quite good, you start testing a bunch of creatives, a bunch of offers, a bunch of different things on Facebook, platforms, you test everything you possibly can. Is that actually you? Probably not. And even if you find a winning product, you just stop testing the right things and then it dies down and then you're like again at zero and you have to restart everything again. And it's super expensive to find a winning product if you don't do it right. Because for example, if you need to go through 5 to 10 products to actually find a winning product, then you need to make as much money as possible from that winning product, or else you're not even going to recover. Because if you just make like 10, 20K from that product, you probably lost more testing, all right? Obviously, it depends on how you test and how you go about things. But if you just make like 10K revenue with a winner, I don't really even call that a proper winner, and you didn't really make anything. Because how much did you make? Like 1 to 3K or like round about that. So it's basically nothing in profit. So most people on YouTube are talking about all those fancy things and those new strategies and those new things, when in reality, it just comes down to the fundamentals. Are you testing a lot of products? Are you testing a lot of creatives? Are you testing a lot of offers? Are you testing the products which are working on different platforms? Are you utilizing the customers you already have properly with like email marketing and things like that? And do you actually do all of this on a consistent basis with multiple products always? All right? In 95% of the cases, the answer is no. And that's why you need to actually start focusing on that. The second reason why people don't scale is that there's a phenomenon, which is basically after you make your first like 5-figure, let's say like 10 to 20K in revenue, you start feeling like you know everything. And I've been hit with this, and I know a lot of people who are also hit with it. Basically what they think is, I'm the shit now, I don't need anybody to tell me what to do, I know already what to do. And that's not the case, and normally what happens is that everything goes up, and then they start thinking that, and everything crashes again, and then they start from zero. In reality, you don't have to constantly go up and down and up and down to actually succeed. And obviously in all those motivational videos, you're gonna see how people built like 10 different companies and 9 of them failed, but they kept pushing and the 10th one worked. However, if you actually would have made the very first one work, everything would have been better. In reality, you just need a person who already crashed for you to tell you those things, all right? And the main thing you have to do is just listen instead of thinking that you know everything. In reality, it takes a completely different thing to get from A to B than from B to C. So for example, from finding a first winner to having consistent winners, or from finding a first winner to scaling it to like 6 figures month consistently, or from having a dropshipping store to having a brand. All of those things, they require completely different skills, and just because you scale the store to like 20, 30K doesn't mean that you know how to do the next step. Okay? And it's very important to distinguish that you need different advice in different stages. And the best advice I'm gonna give to a guy who's making 6 figures a month is gonna be useless for you because you're making 0, all right? And if you're making 0, it doesn't help you what I'm gonna tell him because he has other problems. And basically what I consider a good mentor is somebody who doesn't overflow you with all the information you don't need, but just tells you one thing, and that's what you actually need. Basically the next step, nothing else. All the things which you need in 3 or 4 steps are not needed right now, and you don't need to worry about any of that, all right? So it's very important. And the third reason why people cannot scale to a really high level is basically that they think that nobody can do the job better than them. Because you basically think you are the best store creator, you're the best ad creator, you're the best ads manager, you're doing everything the best, and you cannot outsource anything, all right? In reality, like 95% of everything you can actually outsource, but you just didn't figure out how to. And normally the people who you outsource things to are gonna be better at them because that's the only thing they do, all right? If you have a person who's doing email support for you all the time, they're gonna be way, way, way better than you in responding to emails. Now, obviously, first you need to understand if a person is actually good or not, and you can only do that if you basically did it by yourself, and if you know that this is a good email, this is a bad email, this is how you actually should do things. And if you've never done something, it's pretty tough to outsource, and that's why I'm not a big fan at all of like agencies who basically just do everything for you and they just test the products for you. And then even if you have some success, which is not likely, but if you have some success with the things they did, then what do you do? Because you have no idea, you didn't build it, you have no idea how to brand, you don't have any idea how to do the things properly from the stage where you're at right now, okay? So again, the top 3 things why people don't scale is number 1, they don't test enough. Number 2, their ego gets in their way and they think they're the shit now. And number 3 is they don't outsource enough things at a right moment. Because obviously your time is limited and it's very important to understand where you put in your time, and in some places it's just super not well invested, all right? So the main thing I want from you is that you do those 3 things fundamentally right, okay? Test enough, don't let your ego get in the way, and outsource when it's needed, not too early, not too late. And if you just feel lost in general and you have no idea which direction to take, which products to test, how to do things properly, and don't even know what you're doing wrong and why things are not working, then basically click the first link below, sign up for a free consultation session with me personally, and we're gonna find out if everything is a good fit. If yes, we're gonna start working together in a one-on-one mentoring program, and yeah, hopefully see you there.